Elon Musk is up to some really big stuff, aiming high this time. SpaceX is getting ready to launch the world's first commercial space station in 2025, and it's going to be epic. They're already in the works and we're super excited. A Long Beach-based startup, Vast Space, has teamed up with SpaceX to make it happen, and they plan to have a crew on board almost right away. What's so special about this space station, and will it be the next-gen space station? Stick till the very end of this video to witness the biggest announcement by SpaceX that is going to revolutionize space travel. The International Space Station, ISS, has been NASA's home in space for over 20 years, where many important scientific discoveries have been made. However, NASA plans to bring the aging ISS back to Earth in 2031. Instead of building a new one, NASA intends to rent space on private company-owned space stations. But there's a challenge. So far, only government agencies have launched space stations, which is why recently NASA has made agreements with private companies to build commercial space stations. However, some quick decisions in choosing partners led to wasted money, like the $130 million contract for the Orbital Reef space station given to Blue Origin and Sierra Space, which might fail because they don't want to work together. But there's hope. Did you know that a new player in the commercial space station market, Vast, is teaming up with SpaceX? They plan to launch the world's first privately owned outpost, starting with Haven 1. Vast wants to use a SpaceX rocket to send this commercial space station into orbit, imagining a future where people can travel to and from it. Haven 1 is a significant module. At first, it will be its own crewed space station before becoming a vital part of the developing Vast space station. The launch is set for August 20 to 25 on SpaceX's Falcon 9, a reliable rocket. Haven 1 is a big pressurized space with 70 cubic meters and weighs 14 tons. It has 4 powerful solar panels producing 15 kilowatts of power. As Falcon 9 gets ready for this big job, about 310 miles above Earth, SpaceX and Vast's team are tackling the challenge. Falcon 9, with its 270 successful missions, has earned respect from organizations like NASA. Choosing Falcon 9 is smart for Vast, not just for lifting the heavy module, but also for managing the logistics of running a groundbreaking space station. SpaceX is going the extra mile, giving Vast's clients access to a Crew Dragon space capsule, cool SpaceX flight suits, and thorough astronaut training. This journey makes history as the first human spaceflight to Haven 1 on a SpaceX Dragon spacecraft. 4 people will ride Falcon 9 into space, aiming to dock with Haven 1 for a 30-day stay in orbit around Earth. The Dragon module, along with Crew Dragon's abilities, becomes Haven's lifeline, supplying what's needed for humans to survive. The Dragon also brings extra benefits like 2 windows and 10 cubic meters of pressurized space. According to Jed McCaleb, the founder of Vast, a private space station, it's a tough timeline, but they have a clear plan to make it happen. The next commercial space station is set to launch in late 2025, with Axiom Space planning to send the first part of its Axiom station. However, Vast, even though it didn't get funding from NASA like 4 other companies, is in a hurry to launch its space station before the others. This could give Vast an advantage in getting contracts with NASA. Jed McCaleb thinks NASA is a big opportunity for them. Vast is ready to go with actual flight hardware, not just pictures or models. SpaceX, as part of its deal, will also send a Crew Dragon spacecraft to connect with Vast's space station shortly after it launches. And guess what? The crew will spend about a month on this smaller space station, which is cozier than the ISS. And did you know that Vast plans to sell tickets for this first space mission to astronauts or private individuals interested in science or doing good? They haven't said how much tickets will cost, but if you're interested, you can apply on Vast's website. Looking ahead, Vast's big goal is to launch a bigger commercial space station in the 2030s, closer in size to what NASA is used to. They also want to try something new by making the space station spin to create a bit of gravity. Even though it won't be as strong as Earth's gravity, if it works, it might help with health issues caused by living in space for a long time. SpaceX recently achieved a significant milestone by launching Axiom Space's 3rd private astronaut mission on January 18th. A Falcon 9 rocket took off from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, carrying the Crew Dragon spacecraft Freedom into orbit. The launch, initially scheduled for January 17th, was delayed for pre-launch checkouts and data analysis. The mission, called AX-3, involves a former NASA astronaut, Michael Lopez Alegria, and 3 astronauts from European countries. The Crew Dragon is set to dock with the International Space Station ISS on January 20th and will stay there for about 2 weeks before returning to Earth with its 4-person crew. Axiom Space, in collaboration with SpaceX, is organizing these private astronaut missions to gain experience for installing commercial modules on the ISS. The long-term goal is to create a standalone commercial space station after the retirement of the ISS. AX-3 is commanded by Michael Lopez Alegria, with a crew including Walter Villaday, pilot, Alper Gezerovcu, mission specialist from Turkey, and Marcus Want, mission specialist from Sweden. VAST and SpaceX's plan to launch Haven 1, a pressurized space module using a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, is already received by the public with excitement. Haven 1, with a launch scheduled for August 20th to 25, will eventually become part of the larger VAST space station. The aim is to pave the way for the world's first privately owned outpost. The success of these private ventures is crucial for NASA's strategy, as the agency looks to encourage the development of commercial space stations to replace the ISS in the future. NASA has supported Axiom Space with a contract granting access to a docking port on the ISS for its commercial modules. The agency has also funded agreements with Blue Origin and Voyager Space to support their station concepts. The AX-3 mission marks the 3rd flight of the Crew Dragon spacecraft, named Freedom, and the 5th flight of the Falcon 9 booster. SpaceX is working on extending the lifespan of boosters to up to 40 missions. Bill Gerstenmaier, SpaceX's vice president, highlighted the significance of reusing components, referring to the crew and spacecraft as flight experienced. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson expressed hope for the success of private space station ventures during Axiom's webcast of the AX-3 launch. NASA relies on these commercial stations to meet its needs, allowing the agency to focus on lunar and Mars exploration ambitions. Axiom Space plans to continue private astronaut missions to the ISS at a rate of 2 per year until the launch of its first commercial module, expected in late 2026. VAST is different from other space companies like Blue Origin, Northrop Grumman, Voyager Space, and Axiom, because it's focused on being more effective and efficient. While it usually takes a long time to build space stations with multiple parts, using advanced rockets like the Falcon 9 can make it faster. Jed McCaleb, the founder of VAST, says learning by doing is crucial in the fast space exploration field, and he points to SpaceX as a great example of quick decisions. If everything goes well, VAST's space station could start working years before NASA's. But delays are common in space projects, and we're not sure how well VAST is progressing. VAST's way of doing things is known for being simple and efficient. They want to use resources from asteroids, moons, and planets to help with problems like not having enough resources and climate change on Earth. Teaming up with SpaceX, especially using the Starship rocket, is seen as a big deal for making human space exploration better. Building space stations has changed a lot, and SpaceX's Starship, with its strong steel design that can be easily changed, has made the process more useful and cheaper. The Starship's roomy inside gives lots of space for supplies and protection from radiation, making it a comfortable place for astronauts to live and work. Let's just wait and see if VAST and SpaceX can really pull off the plan to get more people into space. We'll find out if they're true to their word and make it happen.